DIY.
The last stream got sniped because we were listening to the new Lil Wayne album. We were almost to the finish line. There was like two more listens that we had to go on that one, but I think I heard enough. I truly believe this feels like a project that was made before the Super Bowl announcement came out that Kendrick will be performing there. I feel like this was made as sort of kind of like a victory lap, an a la carte a selection of songs from Lil Wayne's very diverse catalog. It feels like all of these were just moments that you heard from Wayne in his rock moments, in his lean air moments, in his mixtape moments, in his I'm hungry, I'm the best rapper alive moments. It felt like this was supposed to be a lot more celebratory than the current circumstances are. Some songs that I think were my favorite on this, I would definitely say Welcome to the Carter was dope. Hip Hop with Big X the Plug was a little confusing, but Jay Jones and Big X the Plug had some standout verses on that one. I think Sharks Might Have to Grow on Me. Actually, no, I'll take that back. Band from NO, I like that one. I like 2 Chainz verse on Cotton Candy, but not so much the sample on Cotton Candy. And then this is where it just starts to get very confusing. Loki's theme had some potential. Then when it went to that rock, I couldn't do it. Peanuts to An Elephant. I feel like Wayne always has that one song where he just spazzes out. It's a weird ass sounding beat. Do I have the song that I'm thinking about in my collection right here? Let me see. Lil Wayne.
I'm about to find a good plumber. Y'all the niggas is some foot soldiers. I'm a foot fungus. You dead, brother.
Dog.
I'm the killer, but don't push me. Like a red button, a gun head, but you like bang, 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 bang. Till you
He's still talking about the same shit. Definitely, still the same shit, which I think to a certain degree is a little disappointing too. Because, I don't know, man. I think Wayne has had more experiences than most of us will have in a lifetime. The majority of human beings will have in a lifetime. And it really feels like this was thrown together as an album that was going to be the complementary. It was going to be an album that was going to be the extra announcement after the Super Bowl, which is why it's so interesting the time period that it came out. Business deals, sponsorships, commercials, all these things are not things that usually get rushed. A project is not something that usually gets rushed. It kind of feels like the lining up of all of this feels like this was supposed to be for the Super Bowl, where he was going to go do monumental numbers. And he probably recorded this thinking that he was going to be invited as a guest, just in case. And it feels like a lot of these songs were going for sync opportunities, for video game opportunities. It doesn't sound like an album. It sounds like a mixtape, and not even. And the thing about it is, even Wayne has a certain expectation for a mixtape. Wayne is very different. When you get mixtape Wayne, that is Lil Wayne unhinged. When you get Carter, the classic Carter 3, Carter 4, to me that's the Wayne that is focused. He's locked in. He wants to take you through a particular emotion or a collection of emotions, but it's very locked in. This didn't really feel locked in. This feels like giving his fans something, right? Banji babies. And my bad for anybody who gave up to a super chat last stream. I'm sorry that I couldn't read it off. They was trying to snipe your boy, and I had to get the hell up out of there. Someone called this album a Dookie Smoothie on Threads. Hurt my soul. Oh my God, a Dookie Smoothie. The wordplay is always there, but the beat selection, the actual songs were lackluster at best. This is Shaquille O'Neal with the Celtics. Damn. That hurts to even hear. See, you trying to say this is like watching some of the players in the Big 3 league. Is he washed? Is he washed, or is he just making bad decisions? Excuse me, not bad decisions. Is he making outdated decisions in the time that's passed? Like, even the people who are evolutions of Wayne are not releasing the same type of music. Lil Babies are evolution of Wayne. To me, DaBaby is an evolution of Wayne. To me, Young Thug is an evolution of Wayne. I know we're getting a project here very soon. Is he washed? Because I feel like if you put him in with a producer, damn, now that I say it, it does sound like the same shit that I said about with the Cavaliers. See, he just got to be around some youth. He's still a dominant force. He just got to be around some youth. Well, damn. I don't know, man. I don't know where he's at. Creatively, I don't know where he's at. But this was something that he saw as a priority to make. I hope he's making it with a sober mind. Is there hope for a final 60-point game? No. I think you're more likely to get that from a Kendrick. I think this has to do less about what his actual skill set and ability is. I think it has to do with what his ceiling may be and who is around him. Because right now, whoever's around him is either not locked in as much as they could be, or everybody's deferring to him. Maybe they're intimidated by him. Maybe he's 1 foot in this and 1 foot in learning other things, like, advancing at skateboard, advancing in a guitar. Maybe he's got maybe he's prioritizing fatherhood. I'm not making no excuses. I don't know. All I can do is theorize like the rest of you. But nah, that 60-point game was the result of a madman that Kobe Bryant was. He's such a madman that in a game that doesn't count towards the Lakers getting into the playoffs, it's merely the last game in an 82-game season, he scores 60 points because it's the last game he'll ever play on a professional court. Most players don't even play in their last game. They just, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much for a beautiful career. He literally played and scored 60 points. That's Mamba mentality, and in a rap world, that's a Kendrick mentality. I think Wayne sounds as comfortable as his lifestyle is. Is that fair? It wasn't my goal to add to the chorus or add to the multitude of people who are shitting on this album. It wasn't my goal. It was my goal to not be wrapped up in the mob mentality and try to find some silver lining. I couldn't really find a whole lot outside of the fact that he's rapping. But this is something he's always done. I want to hear the evolution. I want to hear where we go from here. It just feels like, yeah, there's newer names involved, but they're playing the same roles that, okay, we don't have Robin Thicke, but this time you have access to a Jelly Roll. Wayne could be trolling us and hit us with the real album tonight at midnight. If he does that, that's the problem. A professional like that should never have themselves in a place where they throw out music that does anything to their collection, their catalog, that will make us look crazy at it. A troll, nah. The greatest of all time don't reserve time for trolling. Like, we're not doing that. There's no way in hell. Imagine Kobe saying, for the next game, I'm finna troll y'all, and I'm finna score under 10 points. You don't imagine that because that's somebody who's always locked in. I love Wayne, but a Jelly Roll feature, MJK feature, and getting outshined by Big Sean, do the math. I'll be down. What if Birdman and them did this on purpose? What if they did? I don't even want to know the business of it. All I know is this is not the meal that I prepared myself for when I decided to consume an album called Carter 6. I was expecting a little bit of something that remind me of things that I actually became a fan of. I don't even think, what's up, Stephen Diggity? I don't even think there's an opportunity for this to grow on me. Man, but for those of you that did enjoy it, I wish you the absolute best. Shout out to all the Wayne fans who's getting some new music. I know you're excited about that. I don't like quoting this book, but I do know a lot of powerful people operate by the rules in this book. And those who operate by it at a certain point, it's almost like once you commit yourself to playing by these rules, you have to play by these rules forever, because if you make a mistake, you're going to lose all power. The 48 Laws of Power is that book that I'm talking about, that so many politicians have talked about, dictators have talked about, folks in hip hop like 50 Cent have talked about and have gave it raving reviews. But if we're going by that playbook, which the music industry tends to love to play by the playbook of 48 Laws of Power, here's what I conclude is the issue with this album. Law 18 says, do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. I feel like every interview we get to hear how much more detached Wayne is from everything that's going on out here. How much he don't really listen to nobody. He don't really know what's going on. He only listens to his own music. He don't really care about nobody else or what's going on out there. If it's not his circle, if it's not people that he rock with, he's only to himself. I feel like that's prime example right here of an issue. Right? It says it can be tempting to isolate yourself when you feel pressured or threatened, but this is a mistake. Isolation is dangerous. But imagine being a basketball player and saying, I don't really watch the game anymore like that, but you're in the league. You probably want to see how teams are defending certain things that you've done all your career. I've been in the game for 15 years. I don't need to know that everybody's shooting threes. How do you know what to defend for? If you don't know that players are shooting from the half court line like Steph Curry or 40 feet out, you don't know what to guard. If you don't know that, you know what I'm saying, the playbooks have changed dramatically, you don't know what to guard or where to be at. If you say, you know what, I'm only going to the basket and dunking, and you realize defenses have changed, how do you readjust to that unless you've studied the tapes? Studying the tapes to me is the most hip hop thing you could do when you call yourself the greatest rapper alive, which Wayne has done on many occasions. That is the most hip hop thing you could do is to study. That's what Man at the Garden is all about, right? I've studied for this. I trained for this. I stayed away from the nonsense for this. I listen to this and it just feels like that's a very, very different Dwayne Carter. And it's not for me. It's not for me. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.